ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting this episode with story time. Because I got to tell you guys, y'all are amazing. What happened was, I watched Game of Thrones tonight. The new episode was out. And it was 100 times better than I imagined. And so, after it, I got kind of down. Because I had like $1. And I was like, man, I worked so hard for so long, and I only have $1. And so I got depressed, fell asleep, and I woke back up. Was hungry, made some soup. I started watching Crazy Rich Asians. It's really, really good so far. And then I saw a letter that I'd skipped over that someone had sent me that had been sitting in a stack of mail bills for like 2 weeks. I opened it, and I had more than $1. And so, I just gotta say, this is the craziest, wildest roller coaster ride ever. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I appreciate you guys so much. I wouldn't keep doing this because, a lot of shit comes with this. A lot of shit. But, if we get to a better place, it is all worth it. And it's always good to be inspired by others. And so thank y'all for being you. But yeah, we got crazy situations still ongoing in 2019. Our storm after storm after storm, wave after wave after wave pattern of record setters continues. And it will probably increase up into hurricane season. So now is the time for all of us to come together as one Earth family. Because I've been watching some videos on the San Andreas Fault, and it runs, from through Canada, Mexico, Los Angeles, Oregon, Washington. This is a situation we're all dealing with, as all the gas giants are on the same side. And the sun is doing grand solar minimum asterisk thingies. The sun. I have a mystical take on science and weather. But that's why it's always best to cross-reference your data with A, your personal findings, and then B, all the good people you can find. Because nobody knows everything. Yeah, so we got this major storm that is moving over the East Coast and out as our next storm is coming in. And our sun has a giant sunspot. It hasn't let off any major coronal mass ejections, though it's been extremely active, in my opinion. So at the moment, it's all manageable. But one of my volcano whisperer friends said that Pele, the volcano in Hawaii, wants us to raise our frequency, which means treat each other better, think better thoughts more of the time. And she told me this before the 5.0 earthquakes that have happened in Hawaii. So yeah, I highly recommend, everybody celebrating the good things in life. Because whereas the internet's loves to sell you bad stuff, there are still good people out there. I gotta admit though, I'm still obsessed with beautiful women because beauty's like a force of nature and power couple dynamics. And I don't understand people who are like, I don't watch Game of Thrones. Because, for the last 5 years, I've been like, it's the greatest show of all time, ever. It's got everything you need. And it's amazing. And, I forgive you, but it's, it's great. And so I thank the makers and everybody involved with that show. We're all in this together. And so we got to pass the inspiration cup around, right? Okay, so that's a volcano signal near Chile in Brazil. If I ever get my geography wrong, please forgive me. But yeah, we got stormy patterns coming up, and the lightning is kicking on the East Coast right now. I think there are a lot of power outages. I went for a walk, and the good news is there's a booby moon if you look at the moon. And a booby moon is anytime the moon looks like a boob. Just hanging there naturally. And all its sheer beauty is brought to us by Shara Robluski. Nearly 500 lightning strikes across southern New England. You know, I'm just here to inform people. I'm never here to make you scared. If anything, we need to get prepared, taking the hard data. But I did want to mention that there is a volcano range off of New England, like this whole area. I just hit the wrong thing. Ooh. Oh, if I can figure this out, I'm looking like a genius. I'm looking like a genius. All right. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, right off of New England, they're called seamounts. They don't call them ocean volcanoes for some reason. And so, I don't know, anytime you see large lightning areas, and there have been some anomalous heat over the last few months over there, and with the gas giants all on the same side, we are going to see more earthquakes on the East Coast over the next 6 years. So now's a good time to be prepared. And those old 1960s San Jacinto fault videos, films I was watching, it's funny because they're like, the good news is about the 1906 San Francisco earthquake is that a lot of money is being poured into earthquake science. And in the future, we should be able to tell where they will hit and what magnitude. And it's like fast forward to 2019, and science is like, here's a picture of a black hole, you know? And so, I don't know. I appreciate everyone in the truth community, Dutch Sense, and suspicious observers have done some wonderful work in earthquake and solar and weather stuff, physics. And so, I don't know, man, earthquakes, it's a thing. And I have us on alert through April and May. I have a feeling because at the end of April last year, we got the two main things that happened last year that I'm focusing on, where we got a 7.2 earthquake down here in the Gulf of Mexico. And then we got big earthquakes in Hawaii, and Pele, the Kilauea volcano, erupted in a major way, and it didn't go out the blowhole of the volcano. It went out like 22 miles away, created like 22 vents. I may have got one of those two wrong. And so I'm watching to see if the volcano action, in my opinion, it's either going to shift to the west, it's going to shift to the east, or we're going to get a bit of both, or it'll just be Hawaii again. And so with the earthquakes in Hawaii, we were definitely watching Hawaii. But last year, a year ago, the 7.2 earthquake here happened in January. And then the 5.3 happened a few hours ago, happened in Hawaii. So right now, the volcano activity, I'm looking for some of it, it appears may be arriving back in Hawaii again. Another point area we should watch is up here in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. There's a volcano in Alaska called Cleveland. Yep, they named the volcano Cleveland. And in 2017, it was extremely active, and then it has quieted down since then. The volcano in Mexico, Popocatépetl, it's been active all year, and so maybe it will just stay in this longitude line, this latitude. I get them confused. Stalagmites. Anyway, so it's going to be a hot summer with volcano action, I believe, and I think we are on earthquake high alert, which also means tsunami alert, high alert. You know, just getting better at figuring out when and where and being prepared. I know last year when the 7.2 earthquake hit in the Gulf of Mexico, it kind of freaked me out. It's like I called all my friends the next day and I was like, all right, everybody needs to have, I'm like Bran, telling you the news you don't necessarily want to hear. Everybody needs to have a 15-minute plan, meaning like if you need to get out of there in 15 minutes, have you and your family ready in a worst case scenario. That's for anybody who lives along the coast, really. We don't necessarily know what Mother Earth is going to do, you know? But if you've been following me, the research on the major volcano eruptions, at least over in North America, they usually happen when the gas giants are on the same side, specifically Saturn and Jupiter when they're close. And guess what? Over the next 6 years, it's going to be like that. So, and it seems like the Earth has been here for quite a while and that it's gone through this process quite a few times. I know people like to think that some people like to think they're geoengineering everything, but man, I can guarantee you, mankind is not in control of Mother Nature. No way. No way. No way. So, you know, the sun, all you got to do is watch the sun every day. It's like, funny joke I tell is I say, yeah, I guess they didn't have ice crystals before 2010. Because when was the first time you remember seeing a sun halo? And I see them a lot these days. And it's not phones, man. Sun halos, that's a new thing. The sun is leveled up. The sun is ready to move forward and get better, have more fun, raise our frequency. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And so, this is your report that, yeah, this storm is moving out the East Coast. It had a lot of tornadoes, and those tornadoes killed people. A lot of times, it was either poorer people or children. And I know that as a Christian, my belief in Jesus, we're supposed to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And so we've been in a very corporate social Darwinism system. I don't care if you like say capitalism, socialism, whatever you're talking about, man, it is corporate social Darwinism, where we've been heading on this only the strong and only the angry and only the negative survive. Or thrive, really. And we've survived. And so hopefully those tables will turn, because I'm not giving up on anybody and I ain't selling anybody out. I'm here bringing you the news that I think is important. God knows I'd like to make some videos that are funny, though. And that, yeah, it is going to get stormy and the situation is going to get bad. We still have me getting Edgar Casey flashbacks and no cuddling, because we have 233 rivers flooding, 22 in major flood stage, 53 in moderate flood stage, 158 in minor flood stage, and they're creating a pattern that I do not like. We have a lot of snow up here still that will melt, and so this situation is only going to get worse. We have crops, animals, and, you know, if Mother Earth starts to make changes on a larger scale, you're going to have more people displaced than our modern system knows what to do with. So I'd like to remind everybody, we're all in this together. But, you know, if you have less than $1 billion assets in cash, then you're definitely all in this together with us, you know? And it's time that we come up with a plan and move into the future. Don't be scared to change. It's coming either way. And I believe all prophecy is for damage mitigation. So I love you guys. Yeah, it's about to get started. I guess we'll do this. I'm in a good mood. You know. And then when I went for a walk, and like Houston's like a ghost town after midnight. I went for like a 2-mile walk at 2 a.m, and Houston was like a ghost town. And the weekends, Starboy started playing, because I'm a Star Lord. Anyway, and so like the car sat there for like 2 minutes, and I kind of danced because I was happy. So that was a cool moment, man. That was super cool. So yeah, there's your Planetary Defense Commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7. We got some big changes, some big precipitation coming down the pipe, some storms that are going to be dropping some heavy major pressure, Like, look, did you see that, man? That was a big, nasty ass shit ton of rain that was pouring over the very wet and floody volcano spots, or I'm sorry, river flooding spot that is already ongoing. We will let that run again, because if you'll see, it gives the one frame of the very hard red, which means very heavy rain. Right around the end of April. Like I said, it's based off last year's trend. The end of April is when the volcano earthquake action begins, and I got a weird feeling about May. And it's just like Game of Thrones, man. Like, winter is coming. Winter's here. And so we can prepare for it and adapt to it together. Or people can drink a lot of wine and say, I wanted elephants. You know what I'm saying? It's a Game of Thrones joke. God, this show is so good tonight. Yeah, so we need good new ideas now. And the election is 560 days away. We've still got 2 hurricane seasons before the next election. I just want to remind you, as your planetary defense commander, that I've been putting flooding rivers at the number 1 most dangerous, clear and present danger situation we got going on. And now I've figured out that there's a high mathematical chance, super high, that we'll get hit by 2 or more hurricanes this year. And even in September, in the middle of September, in the middle of October, we got 6 months to prepare for this while dealing with the situations we have now. I love you guys, and I think you're great. And I'm hugging you and sending you good energy over the internet. And I'm thanking you for being so cool and so awesome. Yeah, anytime you want to send me a letter, even if, you don't have to send money. If you just want to send thanks, I never know when I'll get it, but it seems like I get them at just the right time. Because God works in mysterious ways, and God is great, and y'all are pretty awesome too. So God bless everyone. Stay cool. Let's live long and prosper together. And may the Force be with you always. And even that Star Wars trailer was really great. So I like movies and good shows, man. I mean, I started shooting films when I was on my dad's 8mm camera when I was like 7. I checked out a book on how to write screenplays when I was 13, and then I wrote like 13 of them. I like telling stories. 3-act narrative. The universe is 3-act narrative. Okay. And that looks like our fist punch. That's not even the bear claw, dude. That's the fist. The fist then leads to the giant floody to start March. Wait, what? May. Oh, yeah, and then we're going to have to deal with all the it's going to be May memes. And our first rodeo, though. But yeah, look at that. It's going to get nasty. So let's put our boots on and learn how to work together as a team. Because we're human beings, man. Don't let the corporations fool you into thinking your fellow humans are enemies just because they believe in different things than you do. Or because they didn't sell their soul to make as much money as possible. And I'm not saying all people who made a lot of money sold their soul. I'm just saying. It's like me. Most of my life, I've been more worried about being talented, cool, and good, and not really worried about money. And so, we're going to have some problems that you can't just throw money at it to solve it, which that's how civilization's done it for the last 5,000 years. Where it thought like, hey, as long as we print enough money, we can solve any problem. Well, nope. Those days are over. Now you got to let the good shit out of the vault, and you got to start building stuff prepared to last 1,000 years. And we can do it, though. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.